Well, the world is still turning. Controversial former Bosasa COO Angelo Agrizzi returns to the Palm Ridge Specialized Crimes Court in Johannesburg this morning. Agrizzi and former ANC MP Agrizzi and Smith are facing corruption charges. Smith also faces fraud charges emanating from his alleged failure to disclose to Parliament's Register of Members' Interests gifts he received from Bosasa. Smith is accused of receiving hundreds of thousands of rand in alleged bribes in 2016 from Agrizzi to his own company, Euroblitz. For an update on the story, let's cross to our reporter, Manqoba Mchunu. Thank you so much, Manqoba, for joining us. I mean, this case was quite a shock when it happened. Vincent Smith in Parliament, certainly when I was there, was always seen as the good guy. Of course, it still has to be proven in court. Have the charges and the cases between Agrizzi and Smith, who were co-accused, been split?
Certainly, Anika. In fact, that was the application that was made by the NPA's Investigation Directorate this morning before the court. You'll recall that this matter was postponed in May after the NPA had asked for more time to actually consider whether or not they will be asking for this particular matter to be separated, of course, under the Section 157 of the Criminal Procedure Act, which does provide that the court may, at any time during trial and upon application of the prosecutor or the accused, direct the trial of one of the accused to be held separately from the trial of the other accused. Of course, we know that this stems from the fact that Angelo Agrizzi, the former Bosasa COO, has not physically been here in court. In fact, he only appeared once before this particular court. That was on the 14th of October when he was denied bail by this particular court. But subsequently, he did appeal that bail decision by the court, and he was granted bail by the Johannesburg High Court. So since that particular point in October last year, Angelo Agrizzi has not been able to come to court due to ill health. In fact, on many occasions, I remember when I attended this particular case in December, there was a doctor's note that was issued by his lawyers saying that he's unable to come to court. So that's really been a tough, matter for the NPA on how to actually proceed with this particular trial. That's the reason why they've now applied for Section 157 to have these two trials heard separately, not to prejudice the former parliamentarian Vincent Smith in his quest for justice. So, of course, that's the decision that they've taken, and they've made that particular application to the court, and the defense also not objecting to that particular application. So as things stand, the two trials will now be separated. They will, however, still face similar charges of fraud and corruption, but those, however, there will be two indictments that will now be given to the court, and they will then face those charges or those different trials at separate times. But the indication at this particular point is that Angelo Agrizzi is still not well to come to court. In fact, his lawyer also saying that he's not likely to come to court anytime soon. So he will not be able to present himself to this court. A warrant of arrest has been issued for him, but that will be stayed until he appears before this court.
Sorry, Manqoba, just to ask you a question about Angelo Agrizzi's health. I didn't hear that last bit that you said. You may have mentioned it. He was very ill at one stage. I think he was. It was pretty much touch and go. Is he back? Is he back to his old self and able to attend court hearings?
Well, not according to his lawyer. In fact, we spoke to his lawyer, Advocate Manifits, just after the hearing, just asking him how Angelo Agrizzi was doing health-wise. And what he says, Anika, is that up until now, in fact, he says that doctors say it's a miracle that Angelo Agrizzi is alive at this particular stage because he simply cannot breathe on his own. He needs, he relies on an oxygen machine to breathe, and he can't walk a short distance. So for him to actually get to this trial will be something that will be quite impossible at this particular stage. He says that, he did attend the State Capital Commission, but that was via an online platform, and that's the only possible way that he could perhaps, make his case heard. But The chances of him actually getting here to court, he says that is out of the question at this particular moment because he's reliant heavily on those machineries to breathe. So he says that the chances of him actually standing trial in this court are actually slim at this particular point.
Manqoba, we'll touch back with you later on in the day to find out what actually happened with this case and how far it got. Thanks so much for that reporting for us.